was a great introduction. Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you, Jain Public School, all of you. Today, I'm so proud that I've come to this place. Since I'm all alone here, I can remove my mask. I'm so privileged to be there today, talking on a very important topic. And the next 15 minutes, my focus is to ensure that you live the passion of entrepreneurship, right? Because there's a lot of stories about entrepreneurship. I want to first clear those myths and advocate the reason of why entrepreneurship should start right from, not even the early years, but should start from right from the womb, right? So I don't come from an entrepreneurship-driven family. No one in my family has ever become an entrepreneur. So I was the first person who felt 20-25 years back saying I want to become an entrepreneur. And probably my family felt that he wants to waste time, he wants to waste money, he just wants to do time pass. This is what I was told when I stepped into the journey of entrepreneurship. Over this last 25 years of my journey, I have had many failures. I had totally 5 companies which I had to shut down. But today, successfully, I have settled down in some organizations and in some startups. So I'm going to share some of my learnings today on entrepreneurship and inspire my young learners to take on entrepreneurship. Okay, so is entrepreneurship only adults only? We have seen this adults only 18 plus, right? So, is it? You can raise your hand if you say yes. Good. I can't see any hand, so that is inspiring and helping me. So, entrepreneurship, is it only adults only? Is my first thought I want to plant in your mind before I go to my next slide. So who creates all the problems we see in life, right? We hear about problems, we hear about challenges, this happened, that happened, this is not working. Who creates all these problems? And whose responsibility is to solve it? So just go out of this hall and just think. So many problems happen around us, right? Could be epidemic, could be anything. Something has happened, some kind of problem, some kind of challenges are happening worldwide. Who's creating it? And who's actually supposed to solve it? And I've got a very, very quick answer to that. It's us. We are the custodian of this planet, and we create all the problems. And whose responsibility it is to solve it? It's us. It's all of us. Because this is the planet which we have to give to the next generation. So it's us. So the answer is very simple. It's we. Let me tell you quickly about some points about entrepreneurship. So I'll move quickly for you to understand what is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is not just doing business or making money. Most of the time when you say entrepreneurship, they'll say, so once I become an entrepreneur, I'll get a BMW car, I'll get a lot of awards, I'll get a big house. I'm going to be flooded with money. It's not. It might happen in due course, but if you start with an intention of being an entrepreneur just for making money, that's not the right beginning. You might be successful, but that's not the right ethical beginning. It's for one and all. It's not limited to any age, it's not limited to any community or religion or country. A lot of people say sometimes that, you have Gujarati communities good in business. There's nothing of that sort. It's not restricted. Sorry. Entrepreneurship is about protecting and sustaining our planet. We have a responsibility to our planet, like I mentioned. And I want to quickly run to an example of a young student like you, a grade 10 student from Chennai, who actually created a solar ironing cart. She understood the deeper problem of climate change, the environmental issue, and she actually created a solar ironing cart. She actually was the finalist for the Earthshot Prize recently, got to address the United Nations, but just a grade 10 student from Chennai who created this cart to show to the world that I can also be an entrepreneur, which saves the bigger problem of climate change. Entrepreneurship is living one's passion in life. And usually you don't choose a passion, the passion chooses you. I'll give you a quick example of two students who are very, very passionate. These are two students, Elisha and Veer, from a school from Mumbai. Again, young students. Used to love it. They saw a problem. They liked bakery. They liked baking. So they actually created a do-it-yourself baking kits. Amazing. They saw a problem, they saw a need, they had a passion for it, and they created their own. Their intention was not just to become rich, no. The passion drove them, and they felt there is a need. Entrepreneurship helps us to solve problems, to overcome challenges. It could be as simple as what you face in your daily life. You don't need to solve problems for the whole world. If everyone gets that spirit of creating solutions, not worried about earning money only, creating solutions to solve a problem, I think we will see all the problems disappear. Imagine, in our school, if there are 700 kids or 1,000 kids, if everyone comes with a solution to a problem which is happening in their town, it will disappear. Giving you an example of a student who used to take her pet for a walk and she used to face problem, and then she created a small pet hydrating water bottle. As simple as that. It was her problem and she felt that I should work on it. So problems are small. Don't look for large problems. It starts from the womb of an idea, the womb of when you see a problem. That's where your idea starts in. That how do I solve this? For which you need to be, you need to be mentored. You need to go through that process of mentoring to understand. Entrepreneurship is very, very important to future-proof our children so that our generation in the future gets the planet at the best shape. So it's very important to future-proof our children. So if you start solving problems, you're giving a better generation ahead. Develop solutions that heal the community and the world. So I'm coming back. Entrepreneurship is not just developing a huge business. No. I'm a big advocate of social entrepreneurship, which heals the community and the world. And if you solve those problems, you cure the world. There are a lot of difficulties which people face. There are a lot of solutions which is required to overcome difficulty. It could be a pain area. Some solutions to sustain survival, some for luxury. I'll just quickly give you an example of overcoming difficulty. During the pandemic, people could not even go and probably pay, their electricity bill, or could be. Anything going and directly physically going was difficult. So the online opportunity was huge. There were so many online platforms which came in, which facilitated and overcome your difficulty of stepping out of your house. Sustaining survival. We have heard about the electric vehicles coming up. There's a reason why it has come up. Why are people advocating about it? It's turning out to be a huge entrepreneurship business. A lot of companies have started manufacturing electric vehicles because it's important not only for business, but it's also important for the world, for the planet. People want luxuries. Like there was a time we didn't have during our time in school. We didn't have mobile phones, but mobile phones came in. That's a luxury. It's a comfort, you can talk to anyone. So solutions to help luxury to strengthen and comfort your luxury, also there are so many solutions which come up. So you need to look and have a capability to look at problems and find solutions. I'm a big advocate of entrepreneurship education right from early years, because I think children are the best. Their mind is totally uncluttered. It's not clouded. They are so clear. Their mind is so clear. And they can actually focus so clearly on the solution. They can see a problem what sometimes we adults don't see. So entrepreneurship is not restricted to 18 plus. Let me re-emphasize that. Every child who gets into a learning age can become an entrepreneur. I've heard so many stories of young children doing something, some kind of solution supported by their parents to make it happen. And what in turn are they learning? There are so many skill sets they are learning when they take entrepreneurship from early years. They learn to feel for others, which is empathy. Feeling for others' problem. Voices. Listening to voices is very critical. Hearing voices and listening voices are two different things. You're able to listen to voices, so they start listening to voices. They start working as teams. They start working with other teams in collaboration. They use technology to reach scale. You can always create a solution, but we want that solution to reach everywhere. You have the strength to critically think on a solution. Because solutions are never easy to be found. You need to actually really use your thinking capability to go deep into it. The analytic skills to analyze and understand whether is this the right way, look at different facts and analyze the facts to make a solution. Creativity and innovation, perseverance, which is very, very important, because perseverance means you are stuck onto the purpose. Sometimes, we get frustrated, I want to do it, but it's just not happening. Perseverance is very, very important. You say, no, I have to solve this problem. So you stick around that. Then you have people skills, working with different people, tackling failure. Failure should be taught as a subject in schools. Because the way failure teaches, success does not teach. So I think ensuring that you are able to overcome failure strengthens your willpower, strengthens your perseverance, strengthens your resilience, makes you more stronger. Adaptability, application of learned concept. You learn so many things in schools. You can link those concepts directly to a solution. Problem solving, goal setting, all 21st century skills hidden in this. Managing your time, looking at opportunities and identifying, creating prototypes. If I look at a problem, I have to create a prototype of everything. Then you keep changing the prototype. Test it, bring it back, rework on it. You're able to do financial literacy. You're able to manage it. You're independent of all kind of thoughts, and you build your own perspectives, communication, work ethics. So there's so much to learn in entrepreneurship. And don't you feel our children can do it? During the pandemic, you must have realized if you can't handle your touch screen, you give it to your child will solve the problem for you. Because they know how to handle a remote organization, a remote gadget. So my talk today was to encourage entrepreneurship. Don't keep your mindset that it cannot be done by children. The more you delay, the more you decay. What can be achieved now needs to be done now. And my children, however small they are a powerful super house of ideas who can be India's next large entrepreneur. We don't need an entrepreneur 35 years to hit global markets. I can challenge you, a 5-year-old can hit that in some years' time. Thank you so much. Thank you.